What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be talking about Take Profit Trader. Take Profit Trader, in my opinion, is one of the most underrated prop firms in the game. They are the most like a live account that you're going to get from prop firms, and I'm going to be breaking down everything, the account sizes, all the rules, how you get the payouts, and so much more. So let's get right into it. We fund futures traders. Join the trading revolution. Get paid on day one of your pro account. This is why I say that they're just like a live account, because to my knowledge, I think there might only be one other prop firm, at least that I know of, that will pay you out on day one of being funded. They do not hold back on the payouts, and that's why they're on the top of my list as one of the best prop firms out. So how it works: Take Profit is a one-step, no-nonsense funding company. We've developed a system and a process that allows you to reach your full potential as a trader. Our platform has no frills or gimmicks and streamlines the journey to sustainable profits, allowing you to withdraw from day one of your pro account. So they let you withdraw day one. There's only one step, so that's pretty much like everybody else. Top step, one step; Apex, one step. And then it's straight on to the pro account. All right, so let's talk about the accounts and the account sizes that you can go ahead and get on Take Profit Trader. They've got the 25K, 50K, 75K, 100K, and 150K accounts. So pretty much the industry standard as far as their account sizes go. And their profit targets and end-of-day trailing drawdowns are pretty much industry standard as well. We can go through those real fast. But what I want to say is that if you're interested in getting a Take Profit Trader account, I actually do have a coupon code down in the description that you can use to get. Right now, I think they're running 50% off, but normally they do 40 to 50% off sales. And then sometimes they'll even do a sale where you don't have to pay for the pro account or the funded account once you pass the prop or the eval account. So that's pretty cool. They're not running that special right now, but I would be on the lookout for that special because that one's a steal. Okay, so looking at the different accounts here, I'll just go over the 50K and the 150K, but the profit target is 3,000. So again, pretty much industry standard. 6 contracts or 60 micros. They have a daily loss limit of 1,100 and then an end-of-day trailing drawdown of $2,000. So unlike Top Step, well, actually unlike Apex, they have a daily loss limit that you can't hit. So, they just want to make sure that you're being responsible and that you're not over trading and that you can manage your risk. And then if we look at the 150K account, it's $9,000 profit target, 15 cons or 150 micros, and then the daily loss limit is 3,300, and the end of day trailing drawdown is 4,500. So, like I said, pretty much the same across the board as every other prop firm out there. The only difference is that day one payment, you can't beat it. Next, let's talk about the trading platforms that you can use to trade. Take Profit Trader offers the same trading platforms that all the rest of them offer. You got your Tradevate, your Ninja Trader, your TradingView. You can connect your Tradevate account to your TradingView account and then be able to trade on TradingView that way. Looks like they recommend using these 3 platforms. However, they've got all the rhythmic platforms as well. They've got Quantower, MotiveWave, Sierra Charts, Jigsaw. I know people use, what's the other one people use? There's another one, Atlas. So yeah, I mean, pretty much industry standard across the board. If you use a platform or a different trading platform other than, the big 3 up here, then they probably have got it. If you're using any other prop firm, then you'll be used to all the trading platforms that they offer over on Take Profit. Okay, so next let's talk about the rules that they have for passing the prop firm eval side of the house. So they only have 6 rules you have to follow. Obviously, rule number 1, you got to hit your profit target. Rule number 2, don't exceed your maximum position size. So you need to remember how many contracts you're allowed to buy and sell depending on what account you're actually using. The next rule they have is don't hit your daily loss limit. Rule number 4 is don't hit your end-of-day trailing drawdown. Rule number 5 is trade approved products and during approved hours. And rule number 6 is be consistent. So on the eval accounts, they don't have any news rules whatsoever. You can trade during the news, but all they ask is that you trade during regular market hours and that you be consistent. And I'm going to go over the consistency rules right now. So just like a lot of other prop firms, Take Profit has a consistency rule. So you have a minimum of 5 days of trading. So if you get to your profit target in 3 days, you still have to trade another 2 days before you can actually be funded. But on top of that, they want to make sure you're consistent. So one trading day can't exceed more than 50% of your total profits. Take Profit has a really easy way of figuring that out. It's just your highest profit day divided by your total equals your consistency. So if you're in a 50K account and your target is $3,000, on one trading day, if you make $2,000, the rest of the days combined, if you make 1,100, then you would use this formula to figure out that you're at 65%. So therefore, because you're at 65%, you actually need to make more money because you got to get under that 50% to be eligible for the pro account. So that means you have to make another $901, bringing you to a under 50% total. So pretty much just what I say is just divide the 3K by 6. And if you divide the 3K by 6, it comes out to you having to make roughly about $500 per day. So if you can make $500 per day on the account, then you'll be good to go. You won't have to worry about the consistency rule, and you'll pass the account. Once you get into the pro account, the rules do change a little bit. I didn't really touch on this, but in the eval accounts, you can't use a trading bot or an algo. So just know that in all the accounts that you use, you can't, or the accounts you buy, you can't use a trading bot. But they also have a limit up or down rule. Pretty much this almost never happens. Like I think the last time this probably would have happened was during COVID. But pretty much if the market moves like 7, 8, 9%, you basically just can't be in a trade. Like I said, this is really rare. Like the market would have to be crashing or like short squeezing a ridiculous amount. It would have to be a crazy news event like World War III or something crazy like that happening. So I wouldn't worry too much about this rule because it's very, very rare. Another rule that they have is to make sure that you're trading at least 1 day per week. They just don't want you to not trade your account that you have. So, just trade it one time per week if you're funded and you're good to go, which, I mean, honestly, again, is another rule where it's like, if I'm funded, obviously I'm going to be trading my account, right? I want to make money. So, and if you're not going to trade the account, like let's say you're going to be gone for a week or something like that, you can always just quickly get on to your account, take a quick micro trade, be in it for a minute, then get out. And, that way you at least satisfy. Because, people like to take breaks from trading from time to time. So just one of those rules that you need to know so you don't slip up and accidentally forget. And then you end up blowing your pro account. When you're in your pro account, they remove the consistency rule, which is really nice. They don't care anymore. I know on Top Step and Apex, they both have a consistency rule. Top Step more so than Apex. Apex doesn't really follow their consistency rule. I think there's like 30%. But it's only if you have like a really big day. But Top Step definitely has a consistency rule of $200 per day over 5 days, non-consecutive. But still, it's nice that there's no consistency rule after you've already passed your eval. And then you still have your daily loss limit. And then the big rule change that they make is they go from an intraday, or they go from an end-of-day trailing drawdown to an intraday trailing drawdown once you're in your pro account. So it's pretty much like Apex. The good side to this is it works the same thing as Apex. So if you're used to trading with the intraday trailing drawdown on Apex, it's the same thing. Basically, they just take your unrealized gains and they count them as realized gains if you haven't closed your trade. So if you're up, let's say like $100 and you close it at 50, well, they're going to act like you made the $100. But the trailing drawdown does end up stopping once you've met the threshold. Same thing as Apex. And then you've got the news rule. So when you're in your pro account, they don't want you trading during certain news events because of the volatility and because they want true traders who aren't gambling, right? And I'm not saying that people who trade news are gamblers. However, there's a lot of people who do gamble during the news, right? Like let's just be honest with each other, right? I've gambled during the news before. It happens, right? We know you can make a lot of money because of the volatility during the news events. However, as traders, we shouldn't be gamblers, right? And some people, they do have strategies for the news, but Take Profit doesn't want people to trade during the news. So that's the rule. And honestly, I'm not mad at them for it, right? So During FOMC meeting minutes and announcements, these occur Wednesday, 2 p.m. Eastern time. They don't want people trading. You have to have no orders open 1 minute before, during, and after the news event, right? But you are allowed to trade through Fed speakers. So I'm pretty sure you're allowed to trade when Powell's actually speaking for the conference and answering questions, stuff like that. You just can't trade when the FOMC minutes drop. Then during non-farm payroll NFP, you can't trade during that. And then CPI, you can't trade during that. Now, this doesn't mean you can't open up trades. You just basically have to wait 3 minutes. So you could catch a move. You never know. But also for people who trade crude oil inventories, you can't trade during that. And then people who trade bonds during the 10-year note and the 30-year bond, you can't trade during that time. So, just make sure you have these marked on your calendar and know if you're doing take profit. If you're in a pro account, this does not apply for the evals, but when you're in a pro account, you can't trade during these news events, but any other news event's fine. Now, the other really cool thing that I wanted to bring up about take profit that no other prop firm that I know of so far, I mean, you can tell me in the comments whether you know another prop firm that does this or not, but they will actually allow you to reset your pro account if you blow it up to 3 times. You do have to pay for it, and it is going to be more than the $100 reset fee, but it's less than your total available drawdown. So it changes between accounts. Like, I'm not sure how much it costs because for different people, it costs different amounts of money to reset it. But at least the cool thing is if you do blow the account, they do let you reset it and basically skip doing another eval and give you another chance to trade your pro account. So that's really cool. Again, tell me down in the comments if you know another prop firm that does this, because I don't. But I think it's a really cool feature of take profit. Another thing about being in the pro accounts is once you have 3 pro accounts, that's the max that you can have. So you can either have 3 pro accounts or you can have 3 pro plus accounts, which we're going to talk about the pro plus here in a second. But the pro accounts total, you can have 3, and then you can move those 3 pro accounts into pro plus accounts. You just can't have 3 accounts open at the same time. So you can't have like 6 total. You can have 3 pro and 3 pro plus accounts, but you can have like 2 pro accounts and 1 pro plus account. So that's pretty cool. And also, while we're talking about the pro and pro plus accounts, the payouts for the pro accounts are 80-20 and the pro plus accounts are 90-10. So you get a better profit split from the pro plus than you do the pro, but you basically move from the pro to the pro plus account. All right, so once you're in a pro account and you've made $5,000 in profit, they will give you the opportunity to move to the Pro Plus account. And I believe you don't have to pay anything extra for the Pro Plus account. So the Pro account is a SIM account, and the Pro Plus is a live account. So they'll basically essentially move your funds over that you've made from your Pro account into your Pro Plus account, and then you can start trading on the Pro Plus account. Now, the good thing about the Pro Plus account is that they take away that daily loss limit. Like I said earlier, you get the 90-10 split, and there's no buffer requirement for how much you have to keep into your account to actually get a payout. So that's a really, really cool thing about the Pro Plus accounts. All right, so the rules on the Pro Plus account are pretty much the same. So the trader can only trade during the approved trading hours. You have to keep your account balance above your maximum intraday trailing drawdown limit. You have to trade once per week, same thing. The up or down limit is also the same, which again, I said nobody will ever hit that. It's nothing really to worry about. And then the news rules are exactly the same. So not much changes between the two other than that daily loss limit rule goes away, which is really nice. It's like literally trading your own money. And on top of that, you can take your profits out whenever you want. Same with the Pro account, but with the Pro Plus, you really get more freedom. All right, so let's talk about the payouts now and how they work. So like I said earlier, it's an 80-20 split where the trader keeps 80%, which isn't as good as Top Step or Take Profit or Top Step or Apex. But I mean, you get 90-10 if you get into the Pro account. 80-20 is still really, really good anyway. So, you take a little bit of a hit. However, you get your money a lot faster from Take Profit, and I will take that all day. So how to actually get your profit out is you need to make a certain amount of money, aka what's called your buffer zone. So if you're in a $50,000 account, then your buffer zone has to be $2,000. So after you make $2,000, you can take out everything else up to that. Once you get below your buffer zone, that's when you have to wait until you get back above the buffer zone to be able to take out profit. Pretty much, they just want to make sure that you're not going to blow your account. Now, they don't have the thing where you get to take, X amount of your profits before they start taking out the 20%. But again, not a big deal when you can literally take out profits anytime you want. Like once you hit $2,000, everything else after that is all of yours. And even if you want to take out the $2,000, you can. It'll just close your account. So, I mean, all the money is legit yours. They'll take out a certain percentage of the 2,000, but literally all the money you make is your money. And like I said at the beginning of this video, this is why it makes it the closest to a live account you're going to get from a prop firm, because nowhere else can you take a payout the way you can on Take Profit, which is why they have the name Take Profit. And then the last thing I want to talk about the payouts is just their payout system. They're really fast about getting their payouts. They use Plaid that works with US banks. They also have ACH transfer. And then for international, they either have PayPal or Wise. And then I also believe that you can take your money in crypto as well, or at least at one point you could. You might have to do a little bit more digging into that. But yeah, I mean, you get your money really quick. Again, it's just like taking profits out of a live account. They're not trying to hold you, and they're also not trying to have you blow your account so they don't have to pay you. They want good traders in their system to make profit, so that way everybody wins, and that's what I really like about Take Profit. Like I said at the beginning of the video, Take Profit, in my opinion, is one, if not the most underrated prop firm in the game, because it's just like trading a live account. Their rules are set in place so that you can be consistent and show consistency, so that when you get to the pro account, you'll be taking out profits left and right, and they're not holding you to, the ridiculous standard of trading 10 days and having to wait another 15 to get your payout, or having to hit a certain amount of money of, $200 over 5 days. And then after the 5 days, then you can get your payout. No, if you can trade and you can make the money, they will pay you for your time. And that's what I really like about Take Profit. If you have any questions about Take Profit Trader, make sure to leave a comment down below and I'll go ahead and answer any questions that you might have. I also have a video breaking down Apex, and you can check that out right over here.